everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I'm here with a quick review for Ara History Untold on Steam. Now this released on the 24th of September 2024, developed by Oxide Games and published by Xbox Game Studios, and they were kind enough to send me a copy of the game to do this video review, so a huge thank you to them for that. Now, I've covered this game briefly in not the last episode, but the episode before of our podcast. So if you want a first sort of look impression to it, check that one out. And I also had a good hour of stream playing in the background, so you can watch all of the gaming footage. Now, this is a sort of strategy game, very similar to classics like Civilization. And honestly, the last Civilization game I played was the one on the 360. It was more cartoony. It felt like it was a mobile version game of Civilization, and I quite enjoyed that. But it's been a long time since I'd ever delved into the sort of full fat style simulation game. And honestly, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a fantastic sort of new gaming franchise to jump into, and honestly I started playing it and I just lost hours and hours and hours. Now, one thing I like about this game is, while it is a 4X strategy game, you can set the parameters of how you want to play. You can make it super easy or you can make it difficult. You can really decide on how you want to play. Now, when you first play, it does give you a nice in-depth tutorial, bit by bit, explaining what needs to be done, how to play the game, and then you get to a point and you're sort of free to play to your heart's content. Now, it's one of those games where you're like, I'll just play it for 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, or one more turn, and you just keep going and going, and you've wasted a night, and it's fantastic. So, this is a game where you have to build a nation and lead your sort of people through history. So you start off in the older ages and you'll slowly work your way up. You'll get better technology, better buildings, better armies, more adversaries, and you'll slowly but surely expand across a world map. Now, it's really cool, and this is currently only on PC. I played it on Steam. It's also available on Xbox as well through the Xbox app or Xbox Game Pass PC. On Steam, you can play this on Steam Deck as well. It's playable. I wouldn't recommend it. It'll be very small, but it technically is playable, which is nice. And it looks really, really, really confusing, and there's a lot getting thrown at you when you first start, especially if you're not used to 4X games. However, after about half an hour, you'll be well on your way. Now, graphically, it's quite nice. You're obviously zoomed out a lot on the map, and it's more like you see little units moving around the map, you see little buildings, but you can zoom right in and see very detailed cities as you build them up, which I thought was really, really cool. Now, the environment is very dynamic. It's like a living world. There are, not only other civilizations on the world that you have to deal with, there's, little tribes to interact with. You can trade with them, you can take over them, you can just ignore them. There's wild animals. There's loot to find by exploring, so you send your scouts out to explore the world and stuff like that. Covering a whole host of biomes, from deserts to beautiful rainforest environments to snowy tundra mountaintops. It looks fantastic. Now, gameplay-wise, if you've ever played a Civilization game or a 4X game, you know what you've got to do here. You have to expand your nation, ensure that you grow your population and prestige with the correct improvements, so making sure there's enough things and houses and farms to feed your people and house them, making sure you've got forgers and the right defences to protect yourselves, make sure you've got markets and roads for trading and stuff like that. All that sort of like awesome in-depthness is found here. Now you can pick tons of different leaders. Now there's tons from history and various sort of like generic global leaders as well. I obviously went with Joan of Arc. I was like, let's play French, why not? And in my first game, I was doing well. It was going well. I was taking over everyone. I was waging wars, was beating them off with a stick. I was making alliances with some of them and not with others. And then I got to a point where I'd expanded and like overreached myself. I had too many areas, too many cities, and not enough to support them, and all my people started leaving. So I had to then sort of dial back the global conquest I was trying to make and start by like padding out my cities, making sure my people were fed, improving and upgrading the structures in them for the correct sort of needs for my people before I could then go back and start conquesting again, basically. Now the game plays in a turn-based manner. You'll move around, and then like the other civilizations will be doing that in the background as well. You can obviously wage wars, and while it is turn-based, everything like the choices and actions resolve simultaneously. You can go into wars and have combat, and I do like how it goes into like a little video where, like, not I say a little video, but you get to watch the battles play out quickly, which I thought was quite nice as well. And each of the leaders you can pick have their own distinct personalities as well, based on their historical background, and that also informs and weighs on what their AI behaviours are like, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, I will say, I am not the sort of biggest 4X player. I haven't played them in a long time properly, and I'm probably not the best person to say whether this is a good 4X for hardcore players. But for an outsider, someone who doesn't play 4Xs a lot, I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was great. It looked great. It ran fantastically. I had no problems with it. It was quick. It was simple to use. Looking forward to it coming out on console as well, so I can play it on my Xbox as well. It does have Xbox achievements on the Xbox version, which is nice, and it does have Steam achievements on the Steam version. So for me, as a casual strategy player, I really recommend this game. There's hours and hours and hours worth of content. You can play solo, or you can play online multiplayer and go up against other people. I'm quite happy just to play single player and play against bots till I get much, much better. But all in all, a fantastic game. Now, on Steam, it has 3 different versions. There's the base game, there's the Untold Deluxe Edition and the Untold Premium Edition. Prices start at $49.99, and the extra editions, you can purchase the upgrades for the same price it would be if you bought them fully. So like if you pay $49.99, you can pay a tenner to go up to the deluxe, or $20 to go up to the premium. They have some of them have extra leader skin sets and extra leaders included, and then the top one has a soundtrack and a digital art book as well. But I'm going to be playing more of this. It's a lot of fun. I've had a ton of fun playing it. It's not too daunting. It looks it when you first start, but after your first game, you'll be just wanting to play more and more and more. And that's what gaming's all about. So hit that like button, hit subscribe, and definitely check this one out. Big thank you to Xbox Game Studios for sending me a copy. Check out the XBL Party podcast episode where I have this on in the background for a full hour plus, so you can see what the gameplay looks like. But honestly, absolutely fantastic. Great 4X game for beginners especially, but also I think veterans as well.